Good morning. It is a cold, rainy, windy day here in London. And if you ask me, what do you fancy when it's cold, windy and raining? I would say ramen. And that is exactly what we're going to do today, my friends. We are going to go and visit the largest Japanese food hall and supermarket in the whole of Europe. It's called Ichiba and it is in Westfield in London, and it's got like over 3,000 products, a food hall with various different Japanese dishes, a Japanese bakery and a coffee bar. Now I love Japanese food, but I have never been to Japan. I would absolutely love to, like that is the dream. And I feel like my whole For You page right now is of Japanese food and like cute little Japanese ramen spots that you can get in the middle of like Tokyo down a back alley street, and everything just looks phenomenal. And it has made my craving for Japanese food go from pretty high to extremely high. So because we can't just jump on a plane and go to Japan, well, I mean I could. No, I can't. I feel like Ichiba is the next best option for the moment. So come with me as we explore the largest Japanese supermarket in Europe. Westfield is a huge shopping centre in West London, and after getting lost multiple times, I eventually found Ichiba, Japan Centre. Now there are so many different sections of the store, so let's begin our tour with the bakery and cafe stop. Firstly, I just love the cozy vibes this little in-store cafe is giving off. It's got the cute Japanese maple hanging off the side, which just gives autumnal vibes, and then an array of baked goods dotted around. This is shokupan, aka Japanese milk bread, and then we've got a load of buns, or pans as they call them, from a curry pan, red bean pan to melon pan. Now I'm going to be buying a deep fried curry bun later on from the food hall, so I'll leave these buns here, but they look super fun. Okay, before we get exploring, the drinks look really delicious, and you might be thinking, aren't you gonna get a matcha? Because that's a classic Japanese drink. No, I'm not. I'm going for matcha's lower caffeine level, brown roasted cousin, Hojika. It was my first time trying it, and I have to say, it was delicious. Dare I say, I think I prefer it to regular matcha? I don't know, bold statement, but I'm saying it. Now that we've got some caffeine in our system, let's explore the grab and go part of the store. This area of the shop feels most like a 7-Eleven, where you've got an abundance of delicious looking meals and snacks to take home. Forget about your cheese and onion sandwich meal deal. We've got potato and pumpkin croquette bento, chicken katsu bento, can't say no to that, these fun rice puff snacks and more snacks here, as well as the most bougie thing I've ever seen in a supermarket, a variety of takeaway sashimi, packs of fresh sushi, nigiri, and fish that I've never tried before, like this eel nigiri. Wild. The sushi looks really full, which sounds silly, but whenever you get sushi from a more mainstream supermarket, there's very little fish or filling in the sushi, so it's nice to see that these ones are actually packed. We've then got a line of fun-looking drinks, the iconic Japanese on-the-go snack, onigiri, aka sushi rice bites, shaped as triangles, and lastly, a load of warm bowls. They were all steamed up, but looked god darn delicious. With good food comes good alcohol, and so our next stop on our Japanese supermarket tour, we're exploring the sake section. Now, sake is an alcoholic beverage mainly produced through the fermentation of rice. The production process is quite similar to beer because it involves a fermentation where koji mold converts rice starch into sugar and yeast and then ferments that sugar into alcohol. But as someone who doesn't know a lot about sake or how to pick one out, the little information boards that they have in the shop are super helpful and really interesting to read. There were dozens of sake options to choose from, as well as a little sake kit, which I thought was really cute. I will be buying a load of stuff to taste test, by the way, but I just want to give you the full tour of the shop first. So next up are the fishmongers and the butchers. The beef looked so fresh, and I saw actual Wagyu beef steaks. For the very first time, you can see the most incredible marbling that's going on in there. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. £45 for one single steak. I hope it was a very well looked after cow. We've now got more sashimi that is so freaking pretty. I had so many intrusive thoughts of just jumping over the counter, picking it up, and just taking a massive bite out of it right there and then. We've then got loads of random fishy bits, ready to eat, ready to cook, ready to go. Japan brings so much to the food game, and some of their strongest fighters are their sauces and condiments. So let's begin with soy sauce, or shoyu in Japanese. It's one of Japan's most essential condiments. It brings depth, umami, and balance to nearly every savory dish. And at its core, soy sauce is essentially a fermented seasoning made from soybeans. So then when it comes to fun sauces and condiments that use this condiment, we've got some dipping sauces that pack so much flavour, like these, which are specifically noodle dipping sauces. Stay tuned because I'll be trying one later in this video if you are as intrigued as I am. Along with some fun crockery, let's take a look at the wasabi aisle. And I have some really disappointing facts for you. Wasabi in the UK and most of the world outside of Japan, to be honest, usually isn't real wasabi. Real wasabi is pretty high maintenance to grow, and if you've watched Clarkson Farm, you'll know all about that. So because it's tricky to grow, there ain't a lot of it, but because it's part of the horseradish family, wasabi sold outside of Japan is usually sold as a mixture of horseradish, mustard powder, green food colouring, and occasionally a tiny bit of real wasabi. If you want to try the real deal, there's a company in Dorset I found in the UK that produces wasabi and sells actual wasabi products. katsuobushi are dried flaky fish that you put on top of okonomiyaki. Then we have the iconic Japanese mayo, Kewpie mayo. Another thing I love about this store is that they have little popular in Japan stickers on different products, which also just gives you an idea of what you could buy to do a little taste test for yourself. Now, you know how I was talking about the fake wasabi earlier? Well, this pink ginger, the colour occurs naturally when pickled, but a lot of brands just put pink food colouring in it for extra pizzazz. Golden Curry is like the curry brand of Japan. I've tried it before, but in packets or like sauce sachets, not in the kind of classic block options that we've got here. You'll see what I mean later when we make it at home. Miso is one of Japan's most essential and ancient fermented goods. A thick, savoury paste made primarily from soybeans, salt, and koji. It embodies the Japanese concept of umami, which is the savoury depth that enhances everything it touches. Now with miso, the colour represents the length of time it's been fermented for, which also then affects the depth of flavour and strength. In general, the lighter the miso, the sweeter and milder it is. The darker the miso, the more earthy, intense, and salty it is. But it really does differ miso to miso. I've now stumbled across another area of the shop that is overwhelmingly fun. It's the pickle aisle, people. I honestly don't really know too much about this, I'll be honest, but my good friend Kenji has a book all about fermented goods and pickles. So if you're a keen bean on the subject, check out his book. I also found this shredded jellyfish, and I'll be real, I didn't even know you could eat jellyfish. Has anyone tried it before? Should I give it a go? It sounds like a risky business, but I'm always down for trying new things, so I am slightly tempted, not gonna lie. If you're still with us on this Japanese shop tour, you're an absolute legend. Let me know in the comments what you're most intrigued by or what your favourite Japanese food item is. We're now moving on to the frozen aisle. We've got gyoza, which is the pan-fried Japanese dumpling, one of many dumplings in Japan. It's the most well-known around the world, but there are a couple of other Japanese dumplings, one which we'll be trying later in the food hall, that aren't as well known, called nikuman and oyaki. They all have dozens of varieties across the different prefectures of Japan, so there are literally so many variations. Now this part of the frozen aisle is dedicated to natto, a traditional Japanese food that's made from soybeans that have then been fermented. Now I've never tried natto before, and as this signpost says, it's the Marmite of Japan. If you've tried it before, what are your thoughts on it? And what's your favourite way of eating it? Because I need to know. Okay, moving on from the frozen aisle to the noodles, tofu and rice section of the store. They've got these little displays dotted around the store with an array of noodles, from dried udon to pre-cooked yakisoba noodles to pre-cooked udon noodles. And if you're looking specifically for ramen noodles, you want to look for chukamen noodles. Dried or fresh is up to you, but chukamen is the noodle most commonly used in ramen, FYI. Along with the classic instant ramen packets that you can find in most Asian supermarkets, we've also got Japanese specific instant noodles too, which looks super fun. Here we've got a ton of tofu and this thing called konjac noodles, aka slim noodles or shirataki noodles. They're made from yam and they're a type of noodle that have a firm, bouncy texture, kind of in between like a tofu and a jelly. Now I just love how diverse tofu is. You've got all different types of silken tofu, to tofu pouches called inari age, to tempeh and other different kinds of fresher tofu in the fridge, from extra firm to silken too. There's just so much of it. One of the many things I love about Japan is that a lot of their products are designed with so much beauty in mind. Like, look at how clinical the Clear Spring and Yukata packaging is compared to the Japanese bags. No shade to the more clinical ones, I'm just saying. It's just interesting how beautiful the other ones look. I then stumbled across these microwavable pots of sushi rice, which is so fun. I won't lie, they're quite expensive for what they are, but I love the idea of being able to just whack a pot of sushi in the microwave and it'd be ready in a minute. I probably should have added this next section as a whole new spot on our map, but I didn't sadly. So we're exploring the tea and coffee aisles of Japan. This is hojika, which is the loose tea version of the drink I had earlier. You've then got an array of different types of Japanese teas, including the very popular matcha. Traditionally, it's prepared during the Japanese tea ceremony, but it's now become so popular around the world and is used in foods, drinks, cakes, cookies, all kinds of things. Here they had a variety of ceremonial grade matchas, matcha for cooking and matcha soy latte powder, and just regular matcha too. We've then also got a few Japanese coffee bean options, which I once again love the packaging. The time has come to explore the food hall. It's a pretty large menu with meal deal options, lots of ramen options, various noodle bowls like udon and soba, rice bowls, aka donbori, including chicken teriyaki or salmon sashimi rice bowls. You've then got a specific curry section and then a load of sides, including takoyaki, miso soup, or pork bao. So I ordered a few things, but sadly I'm only just one person, so I'll have to try more dishes next time I come. You get given this little buzzer, and once it alerted me the food was ready, I went to go pick it up and find somewhere to sit. Okay, so I got the ganzo tonkatsu, which is a milky pork bone broth, topped with pork belly, nitamago, which is a marinated egg, seaweed, and sliced wide mushrooms. So let's just deconstruct this. I liked the noodles. I thought they were well cooked and bouncy. The broth, however, lacked depth, which was kind of peculiar because I'm pretty sure all of their broths are simmered for 12 hours. So I would be intrigued to have another bowl and see how that one tasted. I really liked the wide mushrooms, and the egg was lightly seasoned. The pork was okay. This bowl was absolutely fine to eat. Like, it didn't blow me away, but it was a nice, comforting bowl of noodles. Now, this is a Japanese nikuman, a steamed bun bun that's filled with a chicken filling. So the flavors for this were quite nice, but as you can see, there's a big gap between the meat and the bun, which isn't ideal. Next up, I bought the deep fried curry bun, which has a lovely crispy outside, fried to perfection, and a lovely crunch when you bite into it. The filling was nicely seasoned once again. I would have loved to have seen more filling, like a lot more. So key takeaways are, it's not going to be the best ramen you've ever had, but it'll warm your cockles. Okay, time to actually buy some stuff. Let's go! Afternoon, my belly has settled. I am now hungry. You know what how it is. We're gonna do a little taste test of everything that we bought that is edible now. I don't even know where to begin. I'm so excited. Okay, this is what we've got. Salmon sashimi. We've then got the tuna sashimi, the spicy salmon onigiri, the taro, the grilled unagi eel nigiri, and last but not least, the strawberry sando. I think we're literally just gonna go from left to right. Right, first up, the salmon sashimi. Okay, in the packet we have soy sauce and we have wasabi. So because we can eat this straight away, I'm assuming that it is salmon grade fish, which essentially means it's been frozen to a specific temperature to kill the parasites. This looks unreal. Okay, I'm gonna try some just on its own first, and then I'll add in some wasabi and some soy sauce. Oh, that is melt in your mouth. Delicious. It's like eating a savoury gummy bear that's not that chewy. It's just melt in your mouth. Scrumptious. Right, we're gonna be dangerous now. We're gonna add on some wasabi. We're gonna add it to the side. Let's just whack it all out. Get a little bit of wasabi. Like with any raw ingredient, adding a bit of seasoning just elevates those natural flavours that are within the product. So having the soy sauce, having the wasabi, almost just enhances the salmon flavours within. Oh, that is so good. Next up is the tuna sashimi. It looks stunning. There's something so mesmerising about raw fish, which sounds kind of gross, I get that, but I don't know. It just looks it looks like jelly. I am gonna try it as is because I feel like it's important to try it its naked self. Interesting. I don't think I've ever done like a raw fish taste test like this. And having them side by side makes me so aware of the textural and flavoural differences. Like the salmon is way milder and way more melt in your mouth and pull apart and less fleshy, whereas the tuna is way meatier, way chunkier, and has slightly more of a savoury note in its flavour rather than like a sweetness that comes from the salmon. So interesting. They've done it again. It's horseradish based with a little bit of wasabi. This is one of the things where I feel like going to Japan and actually tasting wasabi that's actually wasabi, not freaking horseradish with a little tiny bit of wasabi in it, would just be so amazing. I feel like the flavours will just be completely different to what I've grown up with my whole life. That really goes down your nostrils. Phenomenal. I'm kind of confused because I thought I'd bought two different onigiris at the shop, but I obviously didn't. So we've just got the spicy salmon onigiri here. £2.10, which I feel is pretty well priced. Like if you bought two of these for lunch, £4, not bad, compared to the raw fish, which naturally is going to be more expensive. Oh wait, there should be a special way of opening this. Okay, so what's really fun with these is they tell you how to open them. You got the number one, so I need to pull down on number one, go round, pull three. Okay, what I find amazing with these is how they stay so dry, and how the seaweed doesn't go soggy. I'm not sure that's a winner for me. It's not bad, but it's not very well seasoned. I'd say the rice lacks seasoning, and then it's not spicy at all. Interesting. This, I am so excited about. I have never had eel before, which is bonkers, but this is the grilled unagi eel nigiri. And I think what's really crazy about these kind of ingredients or animals, like the because it's like a snakeity fish, is that I think in the modern day, we see this as like a really peculiar product or ingredient to use, right? But in the past, the UK, like, we ate it all the time. Like, eel pie is like the OG pie. In the 18th and 19th century, there were so many eels. They were cheap to buy and they were easy to eat. So we've just kind of forgot about them, but actually they deserve to be valued. So here we go. Yeah, this actually looks unreal. This is really nice. I would say in general, that's very, very nice. It's got a slightly peculiar taste, but I do think that's literally just because I've never had eel before. But you've kind of got this very delicate fishy flavour because it's been grilled in some kind of fun sauce. It's quite sweet and delicate, but it's really like breaks apart really easily. That's a nice little bit of something, that. Interesting. Very fun. Okay, now we're trying the natto, another product that I have not yet tried. Now, I think what I loved in Ichiban was that they, if I'm remembering correctly, they basically said it was like the Marmite of Japan, which I think is really funny because as someone who's grown up with Marmite, I love Marmite. And I feel like natto is one of those things where you grow up with it and you find it a really nostalgic thing to eat. But as someone who's not grown up with it, you might find it a bit more peculiar. So essentially what it is, it's fermented soybeans and you can either eat it alone. I've seen on social media people eat it on its own, but I think it's traditionally more eaten with like rice and stuff. So I'm gonna try it by itself now, and then I'll have it again with rice later. I mean, to be fair, it's actually not dissimilar to Marmite itself. Smells very salty, and then, oh wow, you can already see the stickiness. I'm supposed to give it a little stir. Thing is, I like soybeans. Oh no, I don't like that at all. Whoa! Okay, I'm gonna have... Okay. Firstly, I was expecting it to be slightly crunchy on the outside. So that was a big bamboozlement when I discovered that it was actually soft. It's a really, really savoury flavour, and it kind of tastes smoked, almost like a coffee bean extract. Obviously it's not that, but it is quite pungent in its flavour, really strong. I can totally understand why people would like that as like a side dish or on top of rice or something. I'm not going to rule that out. That was not a particularly pleasant experience, but I think with all things food, if you don't like something but it's loved within a community or a country, usually like you're in the wrong. So I am going to come back to natto, whether that's in Japan, whether that's later on today over some rice, whether that's me buying a different packet, whether that's me having it in a restaurant. I think as a foodie person, I should love this product. Like, it makes sense for me to like it. So I'm not gonna just take my first time trying it as like, oh my god, that's disgusting. Kind of like with Marmite. I know categorically that like if I hadn't grown up with Marmite and then tried Marmite today, I'd be like, what is this? But it's also, I feel like these kind of products also have like a story behind them. You know, if you grew up with natto, it'll remind you of your childhood, of coming home after school and your mum or your dad having made something delicious and you have natto on the side, or whatever. So, as with all these things, keeping an open mind. Nice. Now, on to sweeter matters. This, I've actually made these before from scratch, so I kind of know what they're going to taste like, but I've actually never bought one from a shop. I also am very aware that apparently these taste 1,000 times better in Japan, like with anything that is authentic to its own country. But we've got a very beautiful white bread along the outside, slightly sweetened cream, and then the beautiful strawberries inside. So we'll give it a go. That's actually so good. Ooh, I made this probably about 4 years ago, just out of interest. And with these ones, they've obviously like, I don't know, the strawberries just taste banging. And the cream is lovely. So with this, they've got strawberries on the outside, but they've actually not got strawberries on the inner part of the sandwich. And I remember seeing a video the other day where the Japanese have actually got a word for this, where it's like a performative piece of food. I'll try and put the word here, if I'm able to find it. But it's basically where the outside of the product looks really inviting, looks really delicious, but actually beneath the surface, there's nothing there. It's all performative. Need to leave some for Henry to dry.
Good day, my little silken tofu nuggets. It is the second day of now trialing the stuff that we did buy at the Japanese centre.
I've just gone out and bought some ingredients, and for lunch today,
we are going to be trialing out the golden curry with carrots and chicken. We're also going to try the noodle dipping sauce. I may have opened it, I may have smelt it. It smells really, really good. Oh, it smells phenomenal, so buzzed about that one. And we're going to finish everything off with a shot of sake. That's going to be fun. So let's get cook-a-looking. Drizzle in some oil. Okay, now let's go in with our onion and carrotes. And we're also going to go in with our chicken. We're just going to let that fry off for a few minutes until the chicken has kind of got a lovely coat to it. And then we'll add in some water based on their instructions. Okay, so the instructions are quite clear. We need about 500 milliliters of water with 1 box of the golden curry medium hot block. I want to get in it. How do I? So our vegetables have been frying. Now I'm going to put in the water. Whoa. Okay, well I didn't need to open that just yet, but in with the water we go. Leave that to simmer for 15 minutes. Okay, so I thought it would be fun. Whilst we're waiting for our curry, let's have a little starter. We're gonna try the dipping noodle sauce, and we're gonna use our very friendly noodle grandma's udon recipe. So I'm literally just gonna boil this for a couple of minutes to loosen up the noodles, and then we're gonna make the solution. And it literally says 1:2 ratio. So we'll do 1 spoonful or whatever of this, and then two spoonfuls of water. So I'm buzzed. This is gonna be so fun. We have our dipping sauce and we have our noodles. It's gonna be quite difficult, I imagine. Maybe not. Dip, 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 and then slurp. Hot. Gonna let it cool down a bit because you guys know I hate burning my tongue. Wow, this is a really beautiful bowl of noodles though. So I love the idea of having multiple dipping sauces. And I'm pretty sure I saw a video where you basically, either you can experience it in London or there's one in Tokyo or somewhere in Japan. And it's just really cool because you get given a bowl of noodles and then you have like several different dipping pots. And I just think that's so fun because you then get a variety of different tastes and textures and flavors instead of just having one singular broth or sauce. Genius. It's still pretty light in terms of flavors, but you just get this beautiful, sweet wasabi kick. It's really refreshing. I think I need to like eat them over this. Yum. Can you tell I'm hungry and impatient? I just got the pickles and poured them into a bowl. I'm gonna raw dog it. I was gonna have it with the curry, but I'm just gonna try them as is. Cheers. Oh, it's super sweet. Love the crunch. It's like a jelly-like crunch, like that. I like that a lot. Did add in one. Oh, it smells so good. Oh my goodness. Now we're just gonna wait for that to thicken up a bit. Meanwhile, we need to get our rice. 1 minute at 600 watts per little bowl of rice. How adorable is that? Stunning. I'm gonna do 2 of these, one for Henry, one for me. So apparently we just need to tear the side and then like that, and then put it in the microwave for a minute. Oh yeah, definitely hot enough. Shoop. Bon appetit, my love. Okay, let's give this a little try, shall we? Ooh, oh, I love that level of spice. That's a really nice level of spice. That is surprisingly delicious, actually. I did end up using 2 blocks instead of 1 block, just FYI. This is the Japanese chili oil, and I don't think I've ever had Japanese chili oil. Like had lots of Chinese chili oil, Thai chili oil, Malaysian chili oil, but I've never had Japanese chili oil. So I'm actually gonna pour on a little bit. And we had this funky way of opening it. So on the packet, it says that you've got to take this off and you essentially push. Oh, you like push a little bit. One side to release the other. Oh, it smells very sesame. Nice, not very sweet, not sweet at all. But yeah, that's nowhere near as sweet as I was expecting. Nice though, a little bit of the pickles. Goes really well with the pickles. Oh wow. That is lovely. The time has come to try sake. Oh, it smells really good. It's currently 1:30, 5 p.m. somewhere. Okay, I'm literally just gonna have a tiny little soupçon of this. It smells phenomenal, to be honest. It smells really sweet and caramelly. They're like peachy notes. It's actually less sweet when you taste it. It smells sweeter than it tastes. I can't wait to try sake in Japan because I just feel like that will just be such an experience. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do subscribe, comment, like the video. It'll be lovely to have you. I will see you next week for another video.